Okay, so I know that I'm late to this trend. However, I wanted to share what helped me in Motherhood. So this list isn't in any particular order, but it is just the list of things that came to mind when I was thinking about what helped me enjoy motherhood more. Okay, so my first tip is to curate what you consume. Social media can be so mean sometimes. We are all just trying to figure this out and do the best that we can. And some people don't show their best colors online, so I just want you to take encouragement when you're reading comments or things on the internet that don't sit right with you. You have the ability to tune those out and to shut the app off or unfollow that person or not read the comments. It's just not worth it. Whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Reels, whatever it is, what we're reading, listening to, and taking in really does affect us, even if we don't really think it does. I think it's sneakier than we think it is. And if we're following people that make us feel less than or feel like we should be something that we're not, it's not helpful, and it actually can be damaging to how we are approaching our own path in motherhood. So my second point is to let there be space. We need space in our lives to be creative, and it's hard to be creative when we are overwhelmed or we're just so full to the brim that we don't have time for that. So I would say clear up your schedule, say no to things that aren't serving you in this time. I know that's so cliche. Everyone says learn how to use no, but it really is important. You can only have so many plates spinning at one time, and things will eventually crash. So you really need to prioritize the things that are most important and let go of some of the things that aren't serving you in this season. Second to clearing up your schedule is to clear up your space. Just as it's okay to let go of the things that aren't serving you in your schedule, it's okay to let go of the things that aren't serving you in your physical space as well. And sometimes that means making hard decisions and getting rid of hard things, or sometimes that means coming up with a different way to reorganize something so that it works for you and the space that you live in better. But you just want to clear up that space so that you can be more present and not as overwhelmed by the outside factors of your life. We need to allow ourselves time to just be and to actually enjoy it. It's a balance, and I know that that balance is different for everyone, the balance of work and play and rest, but it really does need to be found. And during the early stages of motherhood, I think it's so easy to overwhelm ourselves with things that we should be doing. The next thing is to experiment with things that may or may not be working in this season. There are so many different seasons of life, and they're just that, seasons. It's okay to change something to serve you in this season that would never have worked in a previous season. It's okay to do things a little bit more unconventionally if that works with what will help serve you and to help you be your best in this season of motherhood. My morning quiet time looks totally different than it used to. It used to be a nice coffee, listening to calming music on the couch with my study and my Bible. And now it looks totally different. Now it's usually cleaning up some spill or unloading the dishwasher or making breakfast while I listen to a Bible study and engage with that in thought as I'm serving my household. So I know that some people could say, well, get up early and do it and be quiet, but we're still waking up multiple times a night. This is the season we're in, and I just have to accept that and see how it is and see how God wants me to lead in that area of my life right now. So I know one day that I will have calm, quiet mornings again, but for now, I'm enjoying the chaos. I'm going to try and embrace it and find what works for me in this season. And I do find that starting my day that way, even though different, is still a great way to start the day. My next point is to tune into yourself. I don't know how to say this like the proper way, but becoming a mother is shattering and rebuilding at the same time. When I became a mom, I felt like I lost who I used to be, but at the same time was more myself than ever. It's so weird to hold those two things at one time, but I was trying to embrace it by rebuilding a new Nicole, a Nicole that I thought I should be. I was trying to make myself something that was better than before, and though I do like the idea of always trying to be our best, I was trying to make myself someone that I wasn't. I was trying to be strict and rigid. I am not a strict and rigid person. I like flexibility. I like every day to be different. And it's so weird because, again, at the same time, I like routine. I like things to be comfortable and predictable, but I don't want them to be exactly the same. So being really strict about eating schedules or nursing schedules or sleep schedules, all of that didn't make sense for me as a person. I have never been that person. So to make myself be this person, I thought I'm gonna do that and be the best mom I can be for my baby, because who doesn't want to be the best mom that they can be for their baby? But it was so stressful. It was affecting my marriage. It was affecting how I reacted to Graham when he didn't go according to plan. Like, you can't have a baby and expect them to convert to your schedule. Babies have their own schedules. They kind of make their own schedule. And yes, there needs to be some structure, but if he nursed prematurely, I was like, well, he's not supposed to nurse for another 2 hours. They say every 2 hours, you know? Again, I'm not saying we shouldn't work to be our best selves, but God made you, and to try and be a whole different person isn't what your baby needs. Your baby needs you to be you because God chose you for that baby. And trying to be someone else isn't going to serve anyone well. The next thing on my list is to realize that our babies are more important than us. I realize that can be controversial, and I'm saying that in one hand while holding the take care of yourself in another hand. And it's hard to do both at the same time. But when it comes down to it, our babies need us to be the best that we can be. My want for a clean home or to work on a project or to do what I want is not as important as him and his development. When I'm overwhelmed or upset, I do not act as I would as if I was at my best. In those moments, I'm humbly reminded that I need to take a breath and calm down and try to regulate myself for my son. I need to do what I need to do to make myself function well. I need to check all those boxes. I need to fill my buckets, but it's not as important as what he needs from me. So many times I've thought, this must be what it means to die to yourself. I've always wondered if that was the right context because I don't know what the actual language is around that, but what it feels like is I need to lay down my needs and pick up his, because I'm a grown adult, and if I haven't learned how to manage myself or regulate myself, I need to do that because he literally cannot do that. He has not learned that yet. I've heard multiple places that children need thousands of interactions and touch points with adults to learn how to regulate their emotions and their feelings. We need to downregulate ourselves in order for our children to be able to learn to do that. And they won't get it on the first try. They might get it on the 1,000th try or the multiple 1,000th try, but they do learn that from us and by us keeping our calm. I know that in those moments I need to let go of my issues, my anger, my frustration, and help him to learn how to handle his, or he never will. Now, that's not to say that I don't get it wrong. I'm trying to do my best, but I know that I frequently do mess up. And it's in those times when I mess up that I have to, again, calm myself and be grateful that it takes thousands of touch points with our children to learn their regulation and their feelings and how to handle it. I feel like that gives us a little bit more grace when we do mess up, like it gives us a little more space to be human. One reminder I want to leave you with is the affirmation from Jon Acuff's book Soundtracks. The affirmation is, today is brand new and tomorrow is too. And I think that can be applied to any time of day. If you're having a bad morning, you can start new with the afternoon. You don't have to bring the negativity from that early morning moment to the afternoon. You can start new. You just have to believe it. So I hope that you're able to take that encouragement with you. Today is brand new, tomorrow is too. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.